Hello, old souls, empath seers, and psychonauts. All encompassing. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to dive in for a little divination dose and see what the scrolls have to say today. We'll add on tarot and oracle, and of course we have Ghost Tube Seer going for any visual inspirations that may further inspire. I'm going to be utilizing the Seer set I have here, and I'll put the link below, or check out the community tab if you're interested, as it is one-of-one. So when you're ready, old souls, let's close the eyes. Cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. I feel like a deep breath. I'm just going to cut the cards, not the cheese. We'll see what's going on. I will bring them up for you so you can see them. Choices in time, choices in time. What's in the mind? Change, changing minds, changing choices. Virgo. And Cusper. I'm seeing somebody go like this, like, oh my, oh my. Seeing something come up from a mountain that's not a mountain. A mountain that's a mountain, but not a mountain. Glasses. And it's like these glasses that I'm seeing, perhaps this is like your third sight, sixth sense sight, your third eye sight, call it what you will, but it's connected to the sight. So it's like I'm seeing something, and then my third eye sight is like, you know, when people get the two lines, or those lines between the brow, that's the oh my. It's like, oh my, I'm not sure if I'm seeing this. I'm not sure what's going on. Is this a greater than less than, a greater than less than? There's some sort of boomerang effect going on. I'm just going to keep going. I feel like whether it's an individual in your personal life, or in the different channels, or amongst the collective, you're probably tuning into these things. I'm seeing a pirate. A pirate. X marks the spot. What does the X really mean? What is the treasure? Is it a trick or is it a treat? I'm seeing robotic arms, something about the elbows. Like I'm just seeing like a robotic arm. But there's something on the end of it. I don't know if it's like a drill or, okay, I don't know what, is it like a machine shooter? I don't know what it is. Almost like okay, so that's the way I'll say it. And I don't want to use any sort of, well, I use triggering words all the time, but that's never my intention. It's like I'm going to use the word like rebellion, but to be honest with you, that doesn't imply anything specifically, but it kind of does. But I think it depends where one is at. Okay, I'm going to add on some tarot and oracle. What do we got going on here in the seer? Okay, liminal hallway, absolutely. Which door? Okay, so it's like reminding me of that show Severance, where it's like it like just fleeted me. Yep, we're still here, thank you. That's when I feel like I'm in the mountain that's not a mountain but is a mountain. And there's like all these hallways and stuff. Some of you might be resonating with remote viewing, and you might, or like prophetic dreams or something like that. Like you're getting an inkling in the dream state because you're visiting somewhere. Yeah, I'll say somewhere, that's fine. Okay, so, and you know how in the show Severance, and if you don't, I'll quickly go over it. Like they take it, I can't remember, bear with me, if they take something or something's inserted so that when you're at work and then you cross over to like home life, there's no memory, right? You have no memory of what the other half of you is doing. So on one hand, it feels like zombie-like the zombie apocalypse, if I may, but I'm not trying to use those big bad words, but they're fun and they're creepy, so I'm just going to go with it. It's not what one would expect it to be, but it's almost like maybe there's some souls. Now, whether these are the, what is that term? The non-playing character, the NPCs can wake up and become, I can't use the word conscious. Absolutely, it's not the right term because it's being controlled. Controlled consciousness. Does that make sense? I'm on the cusp of something, the cusp of choice. The cusp of choice. And it's almost like I'm feeling, maybe you're sensing this as in the same way, not verbatim, obviously, through these rambling words, but you're wise enough can tie it together, right? Or release it. The choice of like where, something about like some sort of threshold that is, it's like if anyone was undecided or unsure, like something's being revealed. Maybe you're seeing it in people. Maybe your job's not as satisfying and it once was your goal. You know, you went to school for this, but you're, whatever the case is, I don't even know. I'm in like a weird, very weird space. And it's like I'm walking around these hallways where there's nothing, like that picture was, there's nothing. But there's something, because it's something. And it's like I'm going to make choices through these doors. Some of them I'm just going to look through, like take a peek. Okay, so it's like, thank you, that's very helpful. Like in Beetlejuice, when the Maitlands are walking down the hallway and they're opening up the different screens and doors, like what's this, what's that? Taking a peek. It's almost like you might be getting a little peek of what, I'm not going to say consequences, but that's in the right air of it. The conditions, thank you, the conditions in which consequences will be lived out. Navigator of Leviathians and engineer. Yeah, there's something going on in that like robotic land. Is that like a drum set? And it says Dame Wars. She's a dame. Engineering. The engineer and the navigator. See, he's on a mountain, not a mountain. And there, remember when I was talking about like those robotic arms or holding something up? Some sort of machinery. It's like keeping an eye out. It's like the masculine, this is where I'm going to go with it. But you know to see, sense, and feel for yourself. I'm even stumbling through. It's like the masculine energy or a male. It doesn't, that's not the point here, is keeping an eye out so that the feminine energy is doing something, is working towards something, is tweaking something, getting something to work. And like even, sorry, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like he's keeping an eye out and she's looking back like you got, right? You're keeping an eye out. Okay. She's in the very robot thingy he's above. So it's like a weird submarine that's not a submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. There's an offering coming through. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to draw that up there. Gemini. Yeah. Okay. Moon. So I've drawn out more scrolls here. Another 5. Changing minds. Changing minds. Something about Batman. Vigilantes. Maybe that's like the rebellion thing I was seeing. And then it's like there's Like this is where I was seeing that. And then it's like, this is the greater than, less than. Is it a fight? See, this is the thing. I feel like this is what I'm seeing, but I don't, okay, so it's not in regards to a judgment or justice of, is this the right way to go about it, the wrong way to go about it, but maybe it's just indifferent or different for me. Because it's almost as if the pirate gets how do I say? Okay. I'm always so mindful not to, like, I don't feel sorry for the pirate or, compassion to the pirate. But in this case, the pirate person, I don't know who that is, if it's in your life, if it's something in the collective, if it's it's an energy. I want to say they get caught, or they are contained to then be put in the very conditions for their consequences, because it feels bigger on a collective level. Like it's like a CEO or somebody makes a decision that floods down and out to the bottom of the mountain, right? It's like some sort of pyramid scheme is what I heard, but that's just the way gravity works. It's like of the least resistance. So whatever these choices are, whatever the case is, from say this pirate, and they flood down and flood out, that's that person, these people, that energy egregor, whatever is encompassing in that, is going to be held to some sort of conditions. I feel like for some, I feel like I'm going in psychiatric hospital. The Devil's Boat. Oh, Satan's Ship. Something about going overseas. Trying to go overseas. No, something is overseas. Red Anchor. King of Cups, Seven of Cups, Three of Pentacles. I'll bring them up. Take a snapshot if you'd like to. See that King in the Navigate. Whether it's you prophetically in your position of power, because I think I'm going to go down another rabbit hole here, that you might feel like a pirate as you're navigating. I'm going to call it remote viewing or astral adventures, just something in that state, possibly even to physical. But I think those that draw it down or have, again, conditions and things in place to maybe to actually travel, or maybe you're a journalist, the amount that I'm seeing it are few and far between. So many do it in the astral, few can draw it down into the physical to live it out. And that's not few like, greater than, less than in that context. That is, some have chosen in an agreement in the astral realm that I have the tools, I have maybe the money, I have the lifestyle, I can go out and like boots to the mud, gather things. Okay. So it's like there's layers of power and perception, and you might be the pirate. I'm going to flip it, right? Because that's absolutely. So that's why I had compassion for the pirate, because it's like there's two kinds of pirates. I'm sure there's more, but I can only wander into two. So one is the pirate that is projecting out, and then I feel like I'm stepping into the old soul ESP energy, also a pirate, and keeping one eye open of what's going on, because there's different. It's like you're aware something's being pirated. I'm not even sure where that context of that word to put it. Okay, so when I follow that in a positive alignment of the pirate, the 7 of Cups to the 3 of Cups. It's like once the boots to the mud pirate in the physical realm, maybe it's like you're a researcher. Maybe you have people around you that do different researching, or you're gathering information, whatever it is. And there's like a harnessing of it. It's like maybe back in the astral realm, back in the energetic realm, it's harnessed in like the group of 7 is how I'm seeing it. The group of 7 artists. So, excuse me, have you ever seen that show Sense8? Okay, so they're like they're connected. So this feels like group of 7. It's an ecosystem fine-tuned in 3 different realms simultaneously, like the benefits, 3 different realms. And I feel like it's pretty simple, like mind, body, soul, or Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Mother, Maiden, Crone. There's something about these 3, I'm going to say basic chunks of bodies that is being pirated, affected, or benefits or otherwise. Oh, I hope this makes sense somewhere to start. And it feels like a really big collective reading in 2 realms of reality, but they are communicating. If I didn't say so already, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you to all those who warm my haunted heart and donate and all that kind of good stuff. Links are below to help a gal grow. The ecosystem of this group of 7 can do great things. Does great things. And I feel like I can confidently say that because I personally, when I jump into that energy, feel like it's an alignment. It's an understanding of how the snowman can exist strong by making, again, it's kind of like that mountain volcano pyramid scheme, but there's building blocks. The bigger one is, the bottom is bigger, the middle one, you know what I mean? There's positive elements to it. Something about like geometry at work and at play. The rhinoceros and the seahorse. Equality and moderation. It's as though there's some sort of how do I say? I don't even know. All right, give me a second here. Sorry. It's in the air and in the scope of defining, understanding what a word means when it is said, and not assuming others agree to that. So like the word equality. Great word. But potentially placed in an inappropriate context, not a great word. And I feel like I don't want to give an example of that because it's not nice. It's not, be realistic about, be concerned about Saturn, waiting. There's, okay, so it's like these, I'm going to flip over. These people of power or person of power, whether it's in your job or you're feeling it amongst the collective, there's always somebody else up and over. So everyone thinks they're like the top kingpin, but they're not. It's very weird. And with Saturn coming in, yeah, I don't want to say that. With Saturn coming in, it's like and if you're a Capricorn, or obviously have Capricorn in your chart and draw that in, it's like, okay, why do I have to do these awkward readings? It's fine, let's go. Again, it's even with like the pirate concept. I was like, oh, compassion for the pirate, but at the same time, you're holding the pirate accountable for being a pirate. So I'm drawing in Saturn, and we've applied these archetypes to it, right? The devil and, big bad daddy Saturn. Okay, but let's look at this is where I'm going to go into the devil energy and the chains amongst the lovers, amidst the card, I'm seeing it. And then if you're a Capricorn, especially, drawing in, you understand like the discipline of that. And if like big, bold, I don't want to say bad because that's not fair. Big, bold daddy Saturn comes in and is tough as nails. And can see the totality of something. Because when I wander into this card and it follows into the Cancer moon scroll is where I'm placing it, there's something about intuition. Maybe that's also been pirated or infected with some. Again, I'm kind of going back into that Severance show where maybe it was a choice. It was chosen. Okay, consequences will be lived out. Then there's this other underground. I can see you in there. I can see you tunneling. Okay. In the word of equality, and this is what makes me really uncomfortable, and I'm not necessarily trying to, scribe it down in an ultimate definition for myself, but it's while each soul is equally entitled to existence, there are some who are applying, perhaps these people in power, applying that wisdom as a weapon, but utilizing age. Age doesn't matter because that is a human concept and everyone is equal. But a 5-year-old and a 25-year-old do not have equal experiences. Equal's not the right word, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. So when it's like, yes, everyone is soulfully from whatever three of pentacles of the snowman, in these main parts of, childhood, innocence to youth to adult, right? I hope I'm not butchering this so that I'm upsetting anyone. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying from an earnest place of a very large energy level of what I feel like is being said, and I'm super, super uncomfortable because I feel like what's happening is it's not more so affecting one or the other, but it's in the minds of one and physically affecting possibly the younger ones, more so than will ever be known. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to close out so I don't ramble on too long. Man, this is going to be one of those readings where I'm going to be like, do I publish it? I don't know. And it's even as I'm looking at the Saturn card, it's like, be realistic, be concerned, and you must wait before you can. It's like being in that hallway we saw, having intelligence to hold, don't react. There's okay, I'll say that but again, I'm not applying a righteous way to respond, because there's conditions where the consequences will be lived out equally, if I may. And it's being watched. I don't even know what that means. Okay, so I have here stars in the sky, limitless possibilities. This is very how I feel, again, like how this, soul dust, stardust, starseed, earth dust, and debris. It's like either side, it brings me into the wampum agreement, where there's, this power, and ironically, both on the extremes of whatever power this is that they're projecting out, physical, paraphysical, metaphysical, etc. By being in one of those extremes, it's very revealing how one is actually, where their integrity is, and how well they are. Anyway, it's not the point. But it's like I'm in between, because it's like I'm trying to decide, but I might hold space in the middle for another route. But it kind of feels like a lonely space. And I think many old souls, empaths, seers, and psychonauts can feel that. But then even as they gather, like, I don't know why I'm going to say the word neutrons, whatever. I don't know sciencey stuff, but it comes in. And that's what builds a whole being, is all these, like, we, meat suit, mindset combined, are really like a speck of dust. But as the speck of dust gravitates or is swept into things that we want to work with or learn in this whatever landscape or opportunities, it's like, as I, being as, please me, STEPH, as a speck of dust, and whoop, whoop, and that builds a whole body. Consciousness. Reconciliations, skywriting the fates, lost in space, garden of Venus, and initiation, the crossing. I don't even know if I need to say anything about that. Fates are being written by the friends and foes, the frenemies and enemies, the fights, the whatever, the friendships, the love, the kindness. That's something about purity. It's not all equal. Just because someone says the right words doesn't imply your alignment with them is equal. That's not a measurement of better or worse. This is like intelligent, an intuitive understanding. It's not a competition of tit for tat. This is an awareness. Oh my goodness, I don't know if yeah. Nonetheless, the initiation and the limitless possibilities towards the Garden of Venus, whatever it is that one has truly chosen and aligned with. This is, for big umbrella sakes, the world is being cradled by this big being. It's being watched. And when I say the world, I mean the planet Earth and all of the layers of energies at play, not just physical. There's hope, but not to be in the imprisonment of hope. So there's no action or accountability or responsibility, or to think, oh, I'm not big enough or have a big enough position or strong enough. I don't know, whatever. Apply words again. And it's like, though, that's not the only landscape. Some are lost and need direction, and those are the ones I'm seeing the Severance show again. And some are realizing the magic of moderation. Yeah, somebody's, I don't know what this is. I feel like somebody's going down. Something about 12/2 could be December or end of the year. Something's coming up. I don't know. But also Garden of Venus is here, right? So it just feels so, oh my gosh, I gotta stop yammering. This is the heaven that always exists in the hearts. This is the heaven that always exists. This feels like the imagination, the very bridge between the intellect and the imagination, or the intellect and the intuition. And it's like the imagination can't even be fully accepted by either mirror. Yeah, somebody's watching. It's weird. It's weird. And also, I'm getting the word Facebook for whatever reason that is. Okay, I'm going to let you go. I will enjoy digesting this. If I do decide to publish it, thank you so much for holding space for me to wander and, right in front of your eyes. Very vulnerable style, but that's the way I scry. Work through it, and always appreciate and feel well to comment what you see, sense, or feel. And together we each put pieces together. We pull pieces apart for perspective. So I appreciate you, and until next time.